Did you get no amber it's gesed? So are you saying Namibian men were not romantic?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Huh?
Yes.
Why? What are the values of Namibian men? Is there anything good about us?
Yeah, I'm striking up.
She is striking a blank.
You know what?
Let's get to the real thing. The Morning Mix on Informanté Radio. The sound for a new age.
The views and opinions expressed on the radio program by the guests, advertisers, news bulletins, call-in listeners or chatters are solely the views and opinions of the source who express them. They do not necessarily reflect the opinions and the views of Trustco Group International, the broadcast regulators in Namibia, or that of the Informanté radio station. This is Informanté Radio, the sound for a new age.
Zaga.
It's Carlo on the beat.
Zaga.
We got the sauce. We got the sauce in the south side. We fly. We slay. Venus gon' kill your vibe. Nobody wanna fight. Strawberry lips for me, girls. Got my own Zack in the clutch. The whole castle belongs to us.
Zaga.
Come on, party.
Zaga.
There's only one thing on my mind. Haven't lost my mind in a while. I want to shake it, shake it. I want to shake it, shake it. There's only one thing on my mind. Haven't lost my mind in a while. I want to shake it, shake it. I want to shake it, shake it. Me do, shake it, shake it. Me do. Me do, shake it, shake it. Me do. Si senti ah, ne tobing na nguna madu. Si senti ah, oh. We get tea, ilan tazan kuban ngomere.
Zaga.
We get tea, ilan tazan kuban ngomere.
Zaga.
Mi do, tita dara. Mi do, isikene tira wike. Mi do, tita dara. Mi do.
Zaga.
There's only one thing on my mind. Haven't lost my mind in a while. I want to shake it, shake it. I want to shake it, shake it. There's only one thing on my mind. Haven't lost my mind in a while. I want to shake it, shake it. I want to shake it, shake it. Me do, tita dara. Shake it. Me do. It's again, it's in a weekend. Me do, tita dara. Shake it. Me do. The whole castle belongs to us.
Zaga.
Come on, party.
Zaga.
Kuburokta nuka kaima.
Zaga.
Hamidi teresepa.
Zaga.
Me do, tita dara. Shake it. Me do. It's again, it's in a weekend. Me do, tita dara. Shake it. Me do.
Always loving local music on the Morning Mix. Man, we actually haven't heard this one in a while. It's Adora and Charlize. I will shake it.
Wie het gesê jy moet die song stop?
Die song het self klaar geraak.
Assessment.
Sê vir Dora sy moet kom en weer kom sing.
There's nothing like that outro.
Die beat is vier warm.
The way that song ends, just da da da.
It's must the best so then you want to study it again. It's like, hey, speel weer, I want to hear that outro again. That's the beauty of it. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Morning Mix. Great to have you on board as always. Was my mouse nou toch? Ai. Weet jy nee, sommige van die goed aan die oggend. There we go.
Moet dit in Afrikaans sê nie.
Oh yeah, like speaking of that, right? So Dirk
Waar's my muis tog?
Yeah.
It sounds very wrong in Afrikaans.
Is julle Afrikaner boere wat ja. Ja, anyway, gister Dirk stap hier uit en hy vergeet nou sy mouse in die studio. Dit loop rond. Hy kom hardop nou toe terug studio toe, like, man, ek vergeet altyd my muis daar. Jy moet oppas, jong, jy wil hier aan man moet sy aan op jou muis kry.
Kyk wat Dirk. My sy muis. Het jy jou muis gekry?
Oh man.
We're doing sport quickly.
All right, guys, yeah.
I'm telling Maria I don't know who she's talking to.
She must just chill.
We are doing sport. I don't know who you're talking to.
You have been relieved of your duties for the next 20 minutes.
Okay, come on. Yeah. Is this are you in love questions people were asking on air yesterday? Okay, just turn the camera that way. Okay, come on.
She's giggling into the phone. Okay, guys, you can tell us. Who do you think Maria is talking to right there for 10 marks?
Yeah, please.
Let us know in the
It
comments.
is so early in the morning. She's smiling behind that mask. And yeah.
Okay, let's talk sports. Let's talk sports quickly before we move on with stuff. There's nowhere to go hide, Maria. You can't go hide behind the desk.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk some sport.
Kosprat Biggie Soccer. All right, we're talking about this glorified friendly competition called the UEFA Nations League that has been underway.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have been seeing those international games on your screen. Where do you want us to start with the results?
No, just give the results.
That's baie matches, me bro.
Huh? The best of 5 or 10 doesn't.
Okay,
really
let me.
The England
let's
result is obviously the most popular one.
Yes, come on. Yesterday, England drew 0-0 against Denmark.
Against Denmark?
Yeah.
Okay.
Portugal beat Sweden 2-0. Belgium beat Iceland 5-1. France beat Croatia 4-2.
What is going on with Iceland?
Nothing. Belgium is just like that is probably one of the strongest teams in Europe right now. The strongest squads.
This was Iceland. Once they do this.
No, they were clapping, but you know. The Belgians were like, oh, okay, you clap, we score goal.
We will clap you. Yes.
Yeah, anyway, 5-1 was the result there. Wie goed is nog belangrijk is. So Italy overcame the Netherlands 1-0. That was from yesterday as well. Romania, Austria, boring. Northern Ireland, het zeer gekry by Norway. 5-1. Erling Haaland doing the damage. Spain beat Ukraine 4-0. That was from Sunday's matches, not yesterday's matches. Okay, some of these matches are from Monday and some are from Sunday. I didn't even notice that the dates had changed here. Wat 'n belangrike matches is nog hier so.
I saw the 2 debutant players for England who got omitted from the team.
Who's that?
I forgot the 2 names. I just saw the report the other day because they were caught in their hotel room with 2 khochas. So
Par for the course, my guy. Par for the course.
yeah, so what I don't understand of these Khochas is that the one went now to the Daily Mirror, I think, or the Sun, the biggest tabloids in the in the UK, knowing that they're getting paid a lot of money to reveal this type of information.
Of course.
And she shows pictures. It's an Icelandic Khocha, okay? She shows pictures of them in the hotel room, okay? But she claims she doesn't know how the pictures got to the media. And she's very, very sorry. And, she didn't know that they were world-renowned footballers. She just thought it was two random,
Guys.
ginger-looking, freckled Englishmen. Come on now.
Yeah.
So I'm with Ronnie Canalelo yesterday.
Yeah.
So me and Ronnie Canalelo yesterday afternoon, I bump into him, we start speaking. And yeah, maar die lady kies ook nee.
I haven't seen Ronnie in a long time.
He looks very, very good for his age. Yeah. Oh, hierdie lady kies ook nee. They don't have discipline. Hoe kan hulle Khochas in die hotelkamer vat? Dus ek, jy beter stil bly.
Jy vergeet, jy was ook a lady at one point.
You need to be quiet. We remember 1997, 1998. Nee? Julle was mos by Country Club goede. We know the stories. So Ronnie just looked at me like, I never lost die goede, man.
Tenminste onze Khochas die pictures media.
Yeah, 1997 there was no Facebook.
That's a screenshot goede.
Screenshot goede nie.
Or if you had a phone, it did not have a camera.
Telefoon ook nie, my bro.
Yes, my broer.
Yeah.
Somebody was posting, like one of my friends on Facebook posted a picture of the Nokia 3310. And though,
Baksteen.
yes, I say, I'd say, lightige gevraagd wat het is, sê die lightige vir hom is 'n remote control.
Kids of today don't have respect.
Alles weet jy. Alright, Neville, some of the mouth-watering fixtures in these glorified friendlies are coming up. Today, we have Spain against Switzerland. Should be a good match. We also have the Ukraine against Germany. That's one of the matches for today. And one to look out for tomorrow. Croatia, Sweden should be interesting. But
Yeah, that would be good.
England versus Belgium, I think, is going to be the big match tomorrow.
That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
That's gonna be a good
Italy also in action. They've been underperforming, but you can tell that most of the guys are a bit unfit. Also tomorrow, by the way, France takes on Portugal.
You know, you are busy giving those results, but I'm just looking at Maria here the whole time.
Why?
No, I just looking at you. Just looking at you.
Are you now also in love?
Yeah, just looking
What
at
is going on in the studio, guys? Stop it. Stop it. I like it.
So, Maria, how's your morning?
Good morning.
Guten Morgen.
Yeah.
We were attempting to talk about sports, but to know.
Sien die mense in die comments is klaar besig met my.
Is hulle besig met jou?
Ro,
Can you read those comments, please?
ek sien jy mention vir my in die comments, so wat het jy gesê? I'm getting notifications. Yeah,
Before
okay.
we start.
Let's start checking out before we get to the COVID numbers. Open toch, man.
Ooh, open sesame.
Oh, this thing is our problems. Okay, let's start at the top. Nelly Nalau, our very first comment for this morning. Just hashtag Informanté Radio. Thank you for joining us. Aita hola, good morning, y'all. Good morning, Informanté Radio. Lekker goeie morning. You see, I'm seeing all the usuals are here. Sauce and salsa, says Martin Emutonio. I think that was part of the song. Morning, my beautiful people. Top sounds just to start the day on a good mood. Thanks, Cuman. That's Mr. Ronnie. Neville, blaas sommer die corona deur mekaar daar in die studio. Kom maar, blaas.
Ooh, tell full stories vandag.
Kumbeza, you look like Mzegezege.
Zag.
Zag is for the people.
Yeah. Are you ready for your zag?
Yeah. Moses Koeb, Hamaseb, nice sounds. Who's the artist album name, please? I'm not sure what the title of the album was, but it was from Adora's previous album. And she also
It's the
features
latest one.
Jalisa on it, yeah.
It's the latest
Her
album.
latest, yes, her latest
Very,
album.
very good album.
Yeah. Yeah, ne. Yes, never move. The music has stopped now, so no more dancing.
Ja, asseblief.
Morgan La Mafilia. La Familia. Entangled. That's kama entanglement. Okay. Ek het mos gesê die auntie is Benito. Don't make me pull a camera here in the studio. Moses Koeb Hamaseb. Maria is fixing the entanglement.
What?
Oh, we asked them to guess what you were talking about on the phone when we turned there. So I think some of this are also.
I was fixing an entanglement. What entanglement?
I don't know. Someone here is saying she's talking to her new lover.
Yo.
Maria is finally in love. Congratulations, rich auntie, rich aunt. Premier League starting Saturday.
I'm in love with life. With life. This is me.
It's boring.
Maria praat met Julius oor die hara, says Engela Ferris. We were talking to Julius Malema about clicks.
Oh.
Roviera, Maria is in love so bad. Dat kan nie meer so aangaan nie. Neville Boson and Cubase, we need to find out who that guy is.
There's no guy. There's no guy.
What makes you guys think it's a guy? Maybe it's a girl.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, now we want to know.
It's Mason,
We want to partake in that.
Please don't sexualize
Discussion.
the experience. Oh.
Mason Greenwood and Phil Foden, Neville. Those were the two players, the two English players.
Is it? Oh, yeah.
Foden is with Manchester City. Greenwood is Chelsea? No. That's Mason Mount and something Greenwood. I confuse which one plays for which one. Okay, I said it yesterday that Maria is in love. Sien julle, nuwe besem, vir baie mooi. Maria, what is the name of your new broom?
Yeah.
Come on. And then somebody goes, Shaks, why are you calling Maria so early? Cubase Day, who's buyer moet ons for Ministry of Health and Social Services?
Yeah.
When did I cough?
As he and Maria.
But I'm not
Both
coughing.
of them are
No,
coughing.
I read a comment while I was drinking tea.
Both of them are coughers.
It went on the wrong.
Maria and
Yes, sir.
Cubase are coughers.
It's,
Huh?
we are coughing because we are,
Yeah, you are coughing.
we are coughers.
You are coughers.
Hey,
Did you hear that the Mara language is banned because it has clicks on it?
Oh,
Julle is nou dom, Julle.
Shines is saying here that the Khoekhoegowab, the Maranama language, has been banned because it has clicks in it.
Ai, toch.
Julle die respect nie. Kom ek korrigeer.
Gayton Curtis is saying, greetings from Lusaka, Zambia. Beautiful out here today. Lekker dag. All right, thank you. Elvis Ete Njala. Just showing off my top fan badge. Hashtag Informanté, hashtag Trasco. Thank you. Hey, man. Okay, yeah. Gayton saying, I'm in a good mood today, guys. I'm getting married. Sien jy Neville waar het jy nou begin?
Dirk Kleinschmidt is walking in the studio. Saying he's also a cougher
For the eerste keer.
because he's coughing.
All right. Somebody here is saying they're in a good mood today because they're getting married in 3 days. One of our top fans,
Oh,
Mr.
congrats.
Mr. Gaitan.
Congratulations.
Are you getting married in Zambia? Because you said you're in Lusaka, Zambia. So I'm assuming because, no? Like, please balance us. Yeah.
Please, we want to hear.
LM Nakasila saying, Meria, that the Q base said something about Denmark. What? Okay, Neville and Q is ook net baie nuuskierig. Just ask Meria. We asked her. She does not want to tell.
There's nothing to tell.
She doesn't want to say anything.
There's nothing to tell.
She doesn't want to share the sauce and the salsa. Yes.
There's nothing to tell, guys.
Onesmus Thomas. The more you say there's nothing to tell, the more convinced we are there is something to tell.
Okay, let's
Exactly.
Monthly income alone cannot pay your bills. Invest and earn money online. Julle begin weer met julle so goed.
Begin hulle weer.
Ek ken nie, I'm not even going to read further.
How much money do you have left, Cubase, for the month?
Okay.
Where are we now?
We are on the
It's
10th. 9th.
Today.
I have prospects of incoming, but yeah,
Die zak is
the
klaar.
stock reserves, there's nothing. But there's something coming in here, like luckily so. So that is at least a sign of light.
How do we save money?
How do you save when you don't have enough to
Exactly.
to
In this
get through?
economy.
Yeah.
If you don't have enough to save?
But they say start small, man. It's difficult. It's not as easy as people sort of make it sound.
Because I think everybody tries to save money on the monthly basis. I think what's important is we all pay our bills. It's important that we need to settle water, electricity, school fees, food.
School fees.
You pay your rent, pay your car, and then that's it.
I was just thinking, actually, we were having this discussion yesterday with my friend, and I was just thinking the people that I think are relatively okay right now are people that have been able to manage just their salaries, with just their salaries.
Yes.
So they didn't have a side hustle. You know how we get a side hustle, get a side thing, make sure you get additional income. But what that did is you then lived outside your means.
No, but it's
Which
also part
is-
of my means because
Yeah, but I'm saying that it's not a steady income that's coming in. It will be gigs here and there.
here and there steadily for the next 5-6 years. Isn't that steady?
Well, we don't, because, like, for example, you get now Neville, who's not getting any gigs at all currently.
Yeah, no, I understand. Like in this situation, there's almost nothing.
Yeah, but that's
coming in
exactly
anymore.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So people that they just had, like, their salaries coming in and their lifestyles, they lived within that. I think those people are okay for the most part.
Because that's what they've been doing
That's
all the
all
time.
they've been doing, and as long as their salary is not cut, and as long as they're not retrenched, life hasn't really changed for them.
For them much, yeah.
For them much. I think it's people that maybe not even maybe people that needed their salary to take them from point A to B, and
Then
additional
other
income from
yeah.
B to C.
I was listening to a study out of the US, right? Like of all the job losses that they have experienced since the start of the pandemic, college-educated employees, only about 0.6% lost their job. 0.6.
College-educated ones.
In the guys without college degrees, like well over 60% of them lost their jobs.
Lost their jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, education is important.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like basically the lower income guys are the ones who are losing their jobs in large numbers at the moment. I mean,
Where
if
is
you
this
look,
study taken?
it was in the States.
Okay, because it would be a different thing here. I mean, like in Namibia and South Africa, because you have people with earning a lot of money, like middle to top management, no qualifications.
Yes, I understand that. But like, I mean, in the context of Namibia, you wouldn't necessarily say college-educated employees, but definitely the lower income brackets are the one who felt the brunt the most, as opposed to the guys who get paid a bit more. I mean, if you look at supermarkets and hotels and restaurants, I mean, that in those industries, especially the hospitality industry, was hit really hard, and it's not necessarily high-income employees.
Yeah, I believe there are certain companies within the hospitality industry. I don't want to mention any name now until I basically see the confirmation. But I believe there's quite a key player in the hospitality industry who decided yesterday that they will be cutting
We have the story on
salaries.
Informanté, so Pratnet.
Is it?
Yes, it's on Informanté.
Gondwana?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We have the story on Informanté.
Like now, you said
I
you're
didn't
not
see
going to
it.
mention the name.
No, but
And
the
it-
moment she said it,
No, but what if Maria had said, no, I'm talking about NWR. Want jy mos nou klaar gesê it's Gondwana.
No, it's, we have the story. It's
Yeah,
Gondwana.
anyway, yes.
and they cut the salaries with 50%.
Yes.
Will you be able to survive if your salary is cut
The question is,
By
will you be,
50%.
by 50%?
the question is, will you be able to survive if you're retrenched?
It's the other thing.
Yeah, but like,
Cuts
yes.
both ways.
Yeah.
It's difficult. I can't
Okay,
even
but
comprehend.
let me sort of throw a spanner in the works. Which one would be better for you? The retrenchment where you walk away with a lump sum, or getting reducing cutting your income in half and figuring out how you're going to get through every month.
I'll take a salary cut.
It's like, say, lethal injection or
Right now,
or
This,
fire
Right now?
squad.
yeah.
I will take a pay cut over retrenchment.
You would like, how would you survive with half your salary?
I'll make it work. I'll have to make it work. If you have to move to a smaller place, if you need to, you have to.
Why can't we do it now while you have the full salary?
Yeah.
What?
Move to a smaller place now.
Yeah, because you have to. I did move, but what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
with your salary, is you're trying to live within, because now there's no additional. I've already adjusted my lifestyle, knowing that there's probably no additional income coming in, so I'm okay. But I'm saying I might have to do other adjustments. But the reason I'm saying I would rather take a salary cut than walkaways. Yes, you can get a walkaway with a retrenchment package that can sustain you for maybe 4 months at the most.
Depends on how you use it.
Me bro.
No, 4 months.
Depends on how you use it.
I've spoken to guys. I think maximum 6 months.
Yeah, max. If you really push it.
Maximum. If you really
push it.
stretch
Yes.
that package,
Yeah.
6
months.
It depends on how you use it. Guys. There are people who live on like 2,000 a month. You can stretch that retrenchment package. Like, it depends on how you
what
use
is
it.
the retrenchment package for a person that is earning $2,000?
You don't
This is
know.
what you
Like, even the retrenchment packages for the guys who are earning a lot of money, some of them are really uninspiring. So
Okay, your
what
salary
is-
is $2,000.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's work it
Okay,
out. Yes.
your salary is $2,000. You get a severance package of $12,000. It's 6 months. Huh?
that is like $12,000 is not going to last you for the year.
I
mean,
thank you.
That's what we're saying.
I thank you.
yes, but then you're talking about somebody with a salary of 2,000.
Yes.
What if
But-
your salary is like 50,000?
But if I get even 50,000, because 50,000 used to sustain me. So even if I get a times 6 of that 50,000, it will only realistically
but
take
it's-
me 4 to 6 months.
Yes.
It's easier to flip like 100,000 than it is to flip 10 or 12,000.
Flip into what?
I don't know, Maria.
Exactly, we're in COVID-19 times.
No, there are a lot of opportunities out here, even now during COVID-19.
What opportunities are these?
On
While
South-
people are losing their jobs.
No. Yes, you're talking about
Where are
employment,
these
not
opportunities?
opportunity as in employment.
Okay, what
other
opportunities?
other opportunities like
Give us an example.
there are
Kishefa.
entrepren- Yes,
Like
Like
what?
what?
Oh,
Listen, give us an
please.
example.
Give it to me so
Just
I can
give
do
us
it
an
now.
example.
go start selling masks or sell sanitizer. There are a lot.
So
Like,
what-
hey, I'm not your business consultant. I'm not your business coach. If you want business advice, go ask Quinton.
It's if you speak to a majority of people that have been retrenched,
Yes.
they will tell you they don't even make it past the third month with their retrenchment
My
package.
broer.
Want jy gaan
telling
sit
you.
by die huis en jy verwag daai geld moet jou dra vir die hele tyd, which is never gonna be possible. That's the
I
point
know.
I'm trying to make.
I know.
If,
There
but
we
you can,
agree.
yes, you can take that money and make it work for you for at least the rest of the year or whatever the situation is. Even if you buy a taxi and start driving it your bloody self.
Kubis, I think the one challenge that people have who get retrenched.
Yes.
Okay? Because 9 out of 10 times people have other liabilities, except for the normal
Of course.
expenses. You probably have an Edgar's account, you have this account, you have so many things that you have that I need to loosen myself to get rid of these
Of
accounts.
course. You don't want to be burdened with those
You don't
things
want
when
to
you
be
don't have
burdened
a
with this.
steady income.
So what a lot
anymore.
of these people do, if they get their severance package, okay, let me take half of this, at least just to clean off my liabilities. Now that's the first drawback.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now you have half of the 6 months.
And then you say, no, and then further to that, then they'll say, you know what, realistically, for 3 months, I won't be sitting with a job, right?
Yeah.
Let me pay my rent 3 months in advance.
In advance.
Yes.
Okay, so that
That's it.
I'm going to have a roof over my head.
That's it.
That's another third quarter of the money that's
Gone.
gone.
Gone. Okay. Now, you just, let's say from your 120, you are sitting now realistically with 70.
Buy a taxi. You can buy a donkey Botswana for $40,000.
Okay.
You need
And
to
you
find
can
a
himself
license.
You can rent a license for $200 a month.
Kubis.
I know I'm making it sound simple,
Yeah.
but like it's
Yeah,
the
you're
point. The point
simplifying
I'm
it.
trying to make is there are opportunities out there if you look within your budget. It may not be big, like starting your own business, but there are opportunities to be able to stretch your money just a little bit further.
Okay, and why wouldn't you try to stretch it if you take a pay cut and try and do something to make up the rest?
No, like we should all be trying to stretch our incomes. Like at this point in time, with the little or the lot that you are getting, you must be trying, because there's no security, I guess, for anybody at the moment.
So if it's difficult, right? Listen, if it's difficult for you that's getting a full salary to stretch it, and it is difficult during this time, how much more difficult is it for having nothing and trying to make at least?
No, I would be sitting with some form of a lump sum, which I don't have now. It's different from what I'm working. My budget would be looking different from the way it looks now.
I would also say, and I think this is a personal experience that I've had throughout my life. If I'm really put into a situation where I need to get out of my comfort zone, whatever it is, and if I'm very honest with myself, I tend to perform way better
Under pressure.
under pressure. So I'm not saying if I take a lump sum now, I will be completely fine
No.
6 months down the line.
It's a risk.
But it is a risk.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, I will never go to bed hungry. I don't know what I will do.
Yes.
I
But that
have
money
no
is
idea what I will
somehow
do.
going to work for you.
I just need to try and make this money work.
Yeah.
But from this point of view, as we sit here now, it is extremely difficult to see somebody with a salary of $2,000 per month who get a severance package of, say, $12,000 to $15,000, could be a security guard, for example.
Exactly, yes.
Say a security guard, because that's more or less the salary range
Scale, yeah.
that we're looking at. It's difficult for me to comprehend what a guy like that would do
With his small severance package.
with that package. So I'm not in his position.
It's understandable, yes.
Yeah, but it's still very, very tough.
Yes, of course. Like,
But
I mean,
even and you said it, even if you always make a plan. So even if you took a 50% salary cut, Gisala plan mark, you
Excel
still
moet
wouldn't.
plan maak.
Yes. And that's the point I mean, it's an attitude thing. But the reason I would rather, for example, take, and I guess it's easier to say when you're not in the position.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming
Yes.
what I would do. The reason it would be easier for me to take a pay cut right now than a retrenchment is because job prospects are not there right now.
That's next.
So I would rather stay in the employment system, okay? And because I don't know how long, nobody can tell how long this pandemic is going to go on. Like, we might assume this is the worst, but it's going to get even
Yes, I mean, the economic effects
worse.
are probably going to last for this whole decade.
Yes,
We're
and
gonna
it's going
feel
to
them.
get and it's going to get worse. So, I don't know. Having a job just gives me a sense of security.
But is that really what you need right now? Do you need to be
I need
pushed
a sense of-
outside of your comfort zone?
No, I
or
need
do
a
you
sense
want
of security.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's not to say that
different
I'm not.
strokes for different folks.
Yeah. Of course, I'm talking obviously from my.
Oh,
my
of
personal
course, yes, I
perspective.
understand that.
But like even in the media industry,
Like, look,
like people are getting retrenched left, right, and center in the media industry. Where you gonna go? And it's not that you don't have an education. It's not that you're not qualified. It's not that you don't have years of experience. It's that nobody's hiring.
no, but like,
Nobody's hiring.
Nobody's hiring.
People still come to me
yes and no.
and Neville, is daar nie 'n way daar by Trustco nie? Ek sê my broer, you know what? I don't want to discourage
Neville,
you.
I've been asked that question regarding every radio station I've worked at. Is daar nie weer daar nie? Is daar nie way daar nie? Look, yes, people are not hiring. Unless Cristiano Ronaldo's on the market, brah. It's a whole different issue.
But you don't have
Are you
5 Cristiano
Cristiano
Ronaldos
Ronaldo?
out there.
Yes, I am.
But we don't have 5 Cristiano Ronaldos
Yes, you only have
or
one,
3
me.
Messis.
Only one, me.
Yeah, no, that's good. And it's really good if we all have that, that outlook in life.
Like, look, Neville, here's the thing. Like, for instance, you. I know people are not hiring. Nobody is looking for anybody in the position that you can fill unless you're available. Then people start to look and think, okay, getting a Neville Basson is one of those once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. Miskien kan ons, we can move around a few funds. Miskien we can make, we've seen these things happen in all, even here, when we are going through the worst and we are having moratoriums on hiring. Sometimes position just needs to be filled.
Yeah, it depends. It really,
really
really
depends.
depends. But yeah, it's
Yes.
still a tough.
Mind you, I'm not trying to advise you guys to quit your jobs, please. Play for your job.
And
But I'm
yes.
just like I guess the point I'm trying to drive across is, yes, I mean we're all sitting in our jobs hoping that the status quo is not going to change. But nobody, like I said, there's no security for any of us. So I guess we must all start sensitizing ourselves and not being so closed off to the idea of possibly having to do this on your own.
Yeah.
Luckily, you might have a little lump sum to work with, depending
Yeah.
on where your salary is
Yeah.
or how your company's severance packages look like. But maybe you should start looking at some investment options that are going to keep you afloat, even if you do keep your job.
And I just want to advise some of our fellow Namibians out there. Never leave your job to try and spite the company. I say again, never leave your job
To try and spite the
thinking you
company.
can spite the company.
Everybody's replaceable.
Yes.
You're like, nee, kyk, sowaar nee, ek sal net bedank.
Hulle
So
sal sien.
Hulle sal sien.
Wat sal hulle doen sonder my?
Wat sal hulle doen sonder my? Ella.
Companies have survived.
My old boss used to tell me that the graveyard is full of indispensable people.
Hello.
Yes.
Jay sal
People
cheap.
who could not be replaced, they are dead, and these companies are still moving on.
You guys know how, and I mean, we in this circle, I mean, every month, where if somebody that we know here at the company resigns maybe once in 2 months, 3 months, that emotions that we go through when we hear that somebody has resigned. It's a, Maria, het jy gehoor? Cubase het geresign.
Emotions, they skinder.
Ja, I toch play
Sorry,
with
Laurie.
me here. Och. Ja.
Zeg, het jy gehoor wie
Het jy-
gaan
het jy
en
gehoor, het sê,
sê
Cubase-
wat het gebeur?
Cubase het gebedank. So we talk about it for a day. And then we continue. We shall replace Neville sitting there.
Of course. Even if we have to get 3 people to come do your job,
even
you
Me-
will
even-
be
even-
replaced.
Even Messi will be replaced.
Messi will be replaced eventually.
Of
Huh?
course.
Okay,
There's
so don't say there's only one Messi, but even Messi is replaceable.
no, but that
So-
is in the context of where Messi is coming from. We're talking about where Messi wants to go.
I sit here.
Like
sit
you're
here.
turning the issue around, yes.
I sit here
makes you think
and I
about
look
the
at
relevance.
Huh?
Informante.
No, that doesn't even make sense to what I was saying. It's not relevant.
Ag, weet jy, hierdie ou huwelik.
Come on.
By the way, I just wanted to let you guys know that the commentators are complaining that we're not reading the comments. Makla.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
wait.
I'm sitting here, for instance, Maria's been at the helm of the Informante.
Helm.
Film. Helm. Okay, moving on swiftly.
On top. On top of Informante for quite some time. Okay, and we've been working together for a very long time. Now, no sitting here, so I can't comprehend Maria not being there.
But people couldn't comprehend Max Hamata not being there.
You
couldn't
understand?
comprehend Hidiko
You understand?
Not being there, yeah.
And Max was an integral part of the Informante.
Yeah.
The scanner Informante, yeah.
Verstaan jy?
Yeah.
So things change.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes, of course.
Helm. Helm.
Beatrice
Helm.
Condombolo. True fact, Neville, that's good advice. Benito Natabi, this topic is just like the COVID-19 test you have to go through.
Uncomfortable or what?
Yeah.
Or unnecessary.
Tia, please give us context.
Jürgen Geisep, job prospects are few and COVID-19 is steering big corporations into the digital world, which adds to further job cuts. Okay. Okay, guys, read the comments. You guys, buy for yourselves. Jürgen Geisep, the state should look into tax relief incentives, especially for those businesses and individuals. Des Kutsia, Never Bason, our salaries are only cut 25%. Only the executive directors are getting a pay cut of 40%. I'm assuming that is someone from the Kondwana.
Yeah, that was the story. It wasn't 50%. Or
Oh, okay.
It was you stay with 75%, so meaning you lose 25%. Yeah, I need to look at the details of the story. Yeah.
Okay. Christy Warner, wear your mask. When the others wear it, they keep you safe, but you not wearing it puts them in danger. Your mask doesn't protect you, but the other person. It
So
only
suggested.
works if we all wear it.
Yesterday you didn't wear it once.
Yeah,
Okay.
wear your rhino. Why do let me ask you, why do you keep putting on so skins? Is it like a groot winkel thing?
Is it skins?
Yes.
Probably how he puts on his condoms. as well.
Ai, mukuru anje. Ek het nou amper iets gesê, Maria. Whew, my
Maria, why
mond.
must you sexualize a mask?
No, because we keep comparing. We keep comparing,
Why, Maria?
we keep comparing it to a condom. So.
Yes,
Okay, good. Ai, dankie Gauses. Is it Gauses or Gauses? Gauses, ne?
Causes.
Yes. The money is taken in by police on cases of drugs, etc. Waar gaan die geld? We can give the tourism industry that money to boost it up a bit. There should be some sort of relief package. Anyway, Early Maiden Nyoma, I was asked to choose between a salary cut and retrenchment, and I took a salary cut. It's not
Okay.
easy at all, and
Yeah.
many people aren't good at managing their money.
Yeah.
Roviera, sure, the spams are out here today. Wat gaan toch aan?
I already blocked one. I mean, if I say another one, I'll block them.
We are doing a good job. That's why they keep coming. They're trying to get to you guys who are watching us.
Yeah.
Hey, is a lang ene weer. I was diagnosed. If as hulle eers met I was diagnosed begin, ne, and then it's a long speech. Moet je net weet, above mentioned what bursary, what 50%, what.
Okay.
Hey, julle staan besig, joh. Guys, what is your take on the EFF drama towards clicks? Let's start with Maria. You were talking to Julius this morning.
Yes.
Yes.
So what's Julius saying?
You know, I don't want to talk about clicks. It's a bit, I mean, firstly, I think the clicks, I don't know if you saw yesterday's statement that they're going to remove all Chesame products off their shelves, and that they're gonna fire because initially they said they suspended junior staff, but now they said that the person in
The ad manager.
the ad manager basically fired.
That video that Dirk shared yesterday alluded to the fact that their ad manager is actually black.
I don't know. Look, I don't think people thought.
That's what I heard.
I don't think people thought that far along. They just assume it's anti-black.
No, but like even when we were speaking about it in the studio, we were talking about the fact that there are not enough black people in the structures.
When I said they didn't think that far is with a reversed scenario. What we thought is if the ad is anti-black, surely it was approved by white people.
Yeah.
Because what black person would not see something wrong with this?
Yes.
Now, so if you hear it's been approved by a black person, you're like, oops.
Okay, what's that? I think.
Yeah, I didn't think it through like this. This is not the scenario that
think
played
there's a
out.
mistake there. Now, that comrade who approved the advert, who was he instructed by? It must be Impolo. It must be a white man. It must be Impolo, man.
Yeah. But I mean, we forget that we also have a lot of coconuts.
Yeah. That's that also. You wouldn't even realize
You wouldn't even realize.
that you are biased against your
own people.
You just do it.
Oh, yes. Okay, yes. Fine hair.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Esvar.
Yeah.
Women with approved. Post it.
They used to call them Uncle Tom
In America.
or house niggas. Right? Esta Nantana, considering that people got retrenched from full-time employment, are now dependent on side hustles. So I think it varies from person to person.
Also depends what the side hustle is.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, like photography services, that's a luxury service now.
It's a luxury.
It's a luxury service. So if people are holding on to their money tighter, the first things that are gonna go is the luxuries, which luxuries can also be travel, can be photography.
I mean, you can also sort of restructure your business model a little bit.
No, look, there are ways. I mean, if I'm being honest, I just have not, because look, I'm also going through things. You know what I mean? It takes, like COVID-19 and this environment we're working in. What it does is ultimately it also messes with your mental well-being. So that's why I say to people, like, please take time to also just make sure, like, psychologically you're well, because we're all taking a toll. So maybe that's why I haven't kicked myself into direction. I mean, I realistically know what I need to do.
Yeah.
It's about staying visible. That means you have to create content all the time. You have
Yeah.
to put it out. You have to show your work. And, you know, because I know when I advertise my work, when I share my work, that's when bookings come in. But then I don't do it often. It's like, why aren't you? I'm supposed to be creating content every weekend. But it's like sometimes I don't have the mental capacity for it. So I'm also been taking time out. So like Neville, I will never really be one to go hungry, okay? Because one thing about me is I'm multi-skilled. There is very little I can't do. And I'm not blowing my own horn. I'm just saying I can learn this. I'm always willing to learn. I'm always open to learn this. I can do numerous things, you know, except singing. But
Thank you for saying
But
it.
even that, I'm learning. Okay.
Yes, we are learning.
We are learning.
Just give up. You need to get a new voice.
Yeah. So and because I mean, I already, you know, when you study media, PR is part of it. But now I'm studying specifically marketing, PR, and advertising. So even that, like, you know what you're supposed to do. You know what you're supposed, but you're not doing it, right? So you're still a bit complacent, and maybe you need to be kicked, you know,
You're still,
into.
I don't want to say comfortable, but yeah, I guess that's the word that
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah,
best
you
describes
still,
it.
yes, a lot of us are still very comfortable. But while I will tell you, when the spirit of the hustle takes over, you'll be surprised what people will survive.
I've a very interesting conversation I had with my kids lately, and my kids would tell me, "Daddy, this is you must understand, Daddy. It's the first time in our lives that we see you constantly over weekends, because
Just
for
meeting.
as long as we remember, You would rush home on a Friday afternoon. You would come
Like a
home,
suit on.
get into the shower, put on a suit,
Yeah.
and then you are out of here at 6:30. And you will be home at 12 o'clock on a Friday night. Then you will sleep the whole day on Saturday. And then 5 o'clock, you will get in the shower again, put on a suit, and rush out of here to the country club again. You're busy the whole weekend. And it's the only thing that we know what you've done your whole life, or our whole life. And now you are home every weekend. And then, it's like the Chinese say, be careful what you wish for. And Daddy, you always complain that you don't have enough rest over weekends. Because you work all the time.
Now you have the rest.
Now you have the rest. Now you... Now it doesn't work for you. So it's funny how things change.
Okay, so somebody said here, I think it says, I still want to hear your take on the EFF action, guys. Was it fair?
Okay.
Okay. We are busy talking about this. Look, I'm in two minds about it, because the one thing I didn't, the bombing of the fire bombing of the shops and the looting of the shops, some of the shops, I don't. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Don't say anything.
Yes. Oh my gosh! No, we just saw a colleague that we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marius. I thought he was fired. No, I'm just kidding.
And they say, pakkie gevat.
Pakkie gevat. No, I was saying I was in two places about it because I don't necessarily, you see, when you loot a shop, right, the people that have to clean that up are predominantly the black staff that you so-called want to protect them again. So I didn't like that. I mean, I saw people going into the click shops and throwing down shelves. EFF members with red shirts and everything, they didn't seem to care.
Yeah, what does that achieve?
Yeah,
at the end of the day?
For me, that doesn't achieve anything. And also the fire bombing, because you know who's going to have to clean that up. It's not going to be the bosses at the headquarters, because for me, I also felt like they went to demonstrate in front of Click's stores. But the Click stores are not the ones who approved that ad. Headquarters did. If there's a marketing department, there's an advertising department, all that stuff goes through headquarters. The headquarters is in Cape Town. So if you really wanted to demonstrate, go demonstrate in front of the headquarters. So that didn't make sense that they were potentially putting the risk of black employees at and I say potential risk because Malema went on Twitter and said attack. He basically called for violence from members and supporters of EFF. Now, a lot of times, members and supporters of not just EFF, really generally, people can't make distinctions between black staff employee that needs to work at Clicks to make a salary and what we call now white monopoly capital.
Yeah.
People can't make that distinction. So the people that were actually at potential risk were not white what do you call it? White monopoly capital.
White monopoly capital.
Yeah. They were not at risk. The employees that report for
work.
duties in the morning, those were the guys that were at potential risk of harm. Thank goodness I don't think anything came of it.
Yeah.
But the other side is action was necessary because you can't become complacent to it's not even subtle racism at this point. This is blatant racism.
Yeah.
And action has to be taken. And I think people, especially white-owned corporates, need to understand that we're not here for your entertainment. We're not here for you to mess around with our livelihoods and our existence and our everything, our culture, our...
Look, I understand the outrage and the protesting, but I mean the same problem that they are having in the States with
Black Lives Matter.
Yes, with Black Lives Matter, there's a difference between protesting and rioting.
Yeah.
Like protesting, yes, it's a legal part of the democratic process, but rioting is a whole other issue. If you start looting and burning down buildings, these things have ripple effects. Which affect the people that you're trying to protect. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, I share the same sentiments. I think there's a difference between rioting and protesting. I do think that the rioting part, whether it's the clique situation for me or whether it's the BLM situation in America, unfortunately, sometimes these things are a symptom of what people have been experiencing for a very long time. And it's up to a point where sometimes people just feel, what the hell? We've lost so much over 400 years. What difference does it make if I do this or if I do that? Obviously, that's not the way that we want to go. And that is not the way that people need to be reacting to this. But sometimes it just seems that there's so much of an outpour of emotions because of the history of racism that it doesn't matter what you tell me, how should I control my emotions? Because what were you doing to me for the last 400 years? But that is not something that we need to condone. I think when it comes to protesting, it is important that people need to understand. But then again, also, Maria, I do think the effect of cliques would not feel the effect of this protest.
I was about to say.
By going to the headquarters of cliques in Cape Town. If it's not done, and if there's one thing that I do support the EFF for, and I think it was the correct decision, feel the pain. Shut your shops down, get some sensitivity training for a week, and open on Saturday so that your people can understand what it means if these type of cultural transgressions are committed.
And what you're saying now is the only reason I'm in two minds about it, because the one side of it is I'm really generally anti-violence. I really just am.
Yeah.
But I also know that my position doesn't necessarily get things done. If you speak politely to the oppressor, for example, I mean the oppressor for like nothing, even winning our independence was not because
politeness.
We just had thought, removing systems of oppression is not it's not polite, it's not comfortable. A lot of times it's violent. And I need to understand that. I need to understand, and I do understand it. It's just, that's why I'm in two minds about it. Like, it's not rosy. It can never be rosy. It is brutal. It is there you're supposed to disrupt a system. It's the only way you can change it.
I disagree with you guys.
Okay. Sreg.
No, I just wanted to see the reaction when Maria all of a sudden went quiet. Now
Not because I was giving you the mic to tell me what you disagree.
It's sort of a slippery road to go down once you start to sort of try and justify how, in what context you can also understand.
But it's what Maria says. Yes. It's a slippery slope. There if you do, there if you don't. Which way do you really go?
Like, look, with like, in my opinion, right, the only cliques just needs your money. They need you to walk in there and come buy their stuff. That's really the only control you have over them. If you decide you're not going to spend your money in cliques, that's the only pressure you can really exert on them. Because what else are you going to do? They're going to get sensitivity training, and then those people that get the sensitivity training are going to be retrenched. By this time next year, there's going to be another person sitting in there with no sensitivity training doing the same kind of bullcrap.
I understand cancel culture. I am all for cancel culture. That is how I advocate cancel culture. We've cancelled establishments that are owned by racists.
Or counseled?
Cancelled.
Cancelled. Okay.
Like cancel, like I'm not attending, I'm not supporting your business. Yes. We've cancelled establishments, clubs that are owned by rapists, for example. Yes. Okay, services that are provided for by rapists, because it's saying I'm not putting my money there
in your pocket.
Your pocket. So I'm a strong advocate for, even as ridiculous as people think it is, I actually advocate for cancel culture. The problem with cancel culture is that, first of all, it needs everybody to be on the same page. which most people generally aren't, because we're all different and we all have, and but he made a mistake, he's apologetic. No, Clicks has apologized. No, but guys, that Palmer hair ointment that I need is net and Clicks. You know, when we want to look for alternatives.
Yes, of course.
You know? So the cancel culture, it only really works if, as a collective, we can come together and make that decision. Look at H&M. They protested in front of H&M, they looted, and the next week, people were shopping in H&M. Gucci had a racist ad. I saw at this protest in front of Clicks, Malema was wearing a Gucci belt. Verstaan jy?
Ja, right. Vrou mense kyk diep, joh.
Hulle kyk diep.
Nee,
Hoekom
because
kyk
I
jy die
can
man
see
se
the
belt?
Gucci belt.
I don't even
But that is not the issue here.
I'm just saying, where does it start and where does it end? Is it that we're going to have an issue with all racist, racist establishments and take action and whatever, or is it that we make exceptions for some and not for others? So
No, we take action. Honestly, I feel like in this day and age, I don't have that. I mean, everybody, we don't need to explain to you why your racism is not only stupid, but it is wrong. So if you are still being racist, I honestly have no time to still be coddling you and trying I'm just not going to.
What's guys? Sorry, what's
EFF got us? The result was good.
the result was good.
The result. So now you don't have to cancel Clicks.
Yeah.
They've apologized. They've removed. It was actually a Tresemme ad that they put on their whatever. They're not gonna put Tresemme. They're gonna remove all Tresemme products. The person that overlooked that and where is gonna
Somebody
be fired.
has to fall on the sword.
They've apologized. They will do their sensitivity. So now you can still go look for your Palmer's oil, Vaginet and Clicks.
Yeah. What's this? Sorry.
It's fine.
What's this coffee shop franchise in the US? Gee toch die naam.
Amber say Magan. Starbucks.
Starbucks. Starbucks.
Yeah.
We had a situation about a year ago at Starbucks where two black men were removed from one of the Starbucks outlets
Because they're just chilling.
because they were just sitting there. They were not just removed, they were arrested. Okay? They sent the whole staff of Starbucks across the US on sensitivity training. The whole Starbucks franchise were closed for a whole week, or I think 2 weeks. That's basically the sacrifice that they made to show that in terms of sensitivity,
We want to fix this thing.
we want to fix this.
But
Okay?
let me give you another scenario.
Yeah.
I was working at NMH some years ago. Then it was when AZ, the German paper, did that they printed a picture of somebody in the blackface and I think KKK outfit at that thing at Sokopmund. What is this fest where they dress up?
Halloween.
What
You
is
don't,
it?
yeah,
Some
like a
Nazi
Halloween.
thing?
Yeah, like a
Ku
Halloween.
Klux Klan.
Yes,
what?
yes. I don't know if you remember that. They printed they printed pictures in the German
Allgemeine
newspaper,
Zeitung.
yes. And one was blackface and one was, although it was a black guy wearing the KKK
Yeah.
thing,
The
but
hoodie,
still.
the
yes.
hood.
The hood. So, I mean, there was letters written and like, whatever. And I mean, I was working for NMH at the time. And they said, okay, we're going to give you sensitivity. Like, everybody has to go for sensitivity training and whatever. Okay, cool. Now I have to go sit. They brought in a white man from South Africa
To come and
to
teach
come
you.
and conduct and lecture us on sensitivity training. That was the
About
most
colour.
painful. That was the most painful thing I ever had to go through, because he didn't get it. He was talking about reconciliation in the workplace, but not acknowledging that sometimes it's difficult to reconcile when you don't feel seen. So, and when the black staff were asking that stuff and putting that stuff out, it was like, shh, near.
Don't try to stir the pot.
Hold
Please, just-
hands, hold hands, come together. Well, so sensitivity training is good and well, but it has to be effective, and it can't just be because you're doing the sensitivity. The person that is teaching you that sensitivity actually has to know what they're talking about.
They're not going to feel your
No.
rage until you deprive them of your money. That much I can tell you now.
No.
Like with the sensitivity training
No.
and all these other things, it makes no difference to me.
Now let me flip it. Now you obviously have some kickback on the other side of things when this Clicks tobacco broke out. Say, And I had people asking me, white people, listen here, Neville. Okay, so you bloody people want to burn down things, okay? Julle wil mos alles afbreek en brand. So, why don't you bloody people have the same bloody protest and breaking down of parliament where corruption is taking place every bloody day of our lives? Why? Hoekom gaan protesteer julle nie daar nie? Huh? But nee, as Kliks net so 'n ou fokietjie gemaak het, then you bloody people are up in arms. So are we as a people selective in what we protest about?
Of course, all protesters are
And
selective.
No, we don't.
and how excessive we are in our level of protesting?
No, we don't go protest when Clicks has corruption allegations. If there were racist comments or racist utterances being made in Parliament, I'm sure the reaction would
Okay,
be
that's one thing. Okay,
yeah,
but there's
more or
one
less
thing.
the same.
But corruption affects our lives every day. We talk about corruption here.
I understand.
It's
It's
a
not
good example
every
because
day.
just like racism is systematic, it's like
It's
it's systematic.
Mm.
It's the same with corruption.
Yes.
It's festering.
Yeah.
It's there. It steals from
tassel.
you. It's
They fooled it. You feel it every day.
yeah.
Huh? So why are we not as passionate about it?
Yeah, but, because you guys are the ones who are voting the people in.
Now it's you guys.
Yes, us guys then. Let me say us guys.
Us guys.
Yeah,
Yes.
don't separate. Don't othering so.
Hmm?
Julle, is ons.
Dis ons is almal saam.
I voted for Neef. So, julle moet my net uitlos asseblief. I don't even know where the head office is to go protest, so I
Yeah.
can.
Maybe we need to have a protesting schedule over 12 months.
but
But
Every
it's also
month-
not fair to say we're very sick. People, for example, were people not in front of the court protesting the fish rot? That was a big corruption case.
Yes.
Yeah, but we didn't burn down anything.
Oh, what we're supposed to burn down the court?
Komma.
No, we want people to come to the court. We can't burn down the court.
You know what I mean? Or the comments brand
And-
on the visser.
Like, here's actually something I've really wanted to hear, Maria chew on, sort of. Because ever since the ad came out, it's sort of a comment that's being thrown out there a lot of the times. It's like, yeah, but black girls also wear wigs with white-looking
God.
hair.
Oh, God.
So then why do you have an issue? Clearly, you also prefer the white-looking hair.
No, please. Look,
Please,
black
balance them.
woman. I'm not gonna speak because I'm a woman of color, but I try to not give myself the label of black woman because then
Skopindog.
I'm a woman of color. But black women have been for years trying to preach to you why you cannot, for example, when they talk about appropriation, culture appropriation, why it's not culture appropriation, for example, to wear wigs. And that not the equivalent of when white people, for example, wear braids. It's not the same.
How, though?
Okay, let me first tell you. We're talking about racism being systematic. A lot of us, right, black people and people of color, had to develop an accent, for example, to be seen as
Smart
worthy of a
enough.
job, smart enough, deserving of respect. We've even had to change our hair. When I say we, I'm not talking about me. I've always had acceptable
Yes.
standard of hair. I'm talking about now black people and specifically black women.
With their frizzy damage there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
I mean, if just look at a lot of times look at the school rules for ethnic hair, what we call now ethnic hair, although I don't know if that's even an acceptable word anymore. How certain hairstyles only really fit for Caucasian hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah,
So a lot of black girls at school had to braid their hair. It's really all you can do. You couldn't really you couldn't leave it loose, even though it's not in your face. But no, I mean, you remember what happened in South Africa when that girl protested.
I know.
These are still, so if you understand now, white beauty standards that have been imposed on us and how we've been made to see ourselves. And like, again, when I say us, please understand that I'm not talking about me specifically. I have acceptable.
You are part of the black community, so when you say us, you mean us as the black
but
community.
I don't want them to say, yeah, Maria, go hara is sak. So that's why I'm putting that disclaimer out. So I'll continue saying we, but I just need you to understand that this is not a me issue.
Yeah.
So a lot of times is the rules and the system in which we're operating from has forced women to have to alter their state to be accepted. Okay, now a lot of women are taking back the narrative. Like, no, now I'm going to celebrate my natural hair. That's the thing that we're saying. I'm going to celebrate. But please understand that it is a process. It's not overnight.
I understand.
You need to do years and years of introspection and damage control and narratives that we've been painted for, because we are made to believe softer hair is more beautiful, longer hair is more beautiful, curlier hair is more beautiful, all these things. And girls are slowly doing the work. Black women are slowly doing that, but it takes time. And until you need to give them the grace of time to get it. But until then, you're not going to say, yeah, but you guys also wear wigs.
What I want to ask is, like, for instance, Adele got in trouble for having the Bantu knots, or what do they call them? Like, I think celebrating Jamaica Day.
Yeah.
But that is somebody who loves the culture, who wants to celebrate it.
Yeah.
Why is that something that she would get into trouble for?
Okay, let me give you an example. With Adele, I don't like to make an example because the Jamaicans particularly didn't have a problem with it.
Yes.
So that's a different. But let's say, for example, Kim Kardashian wears pullback braids. Now, the reason that usually comes on cultural appropriation, why that conversation comes, is black women have been wearing pushback braids or whatever. They don't get any. It was seen as actually like a style for, let's say, poor people or, impoverished or whatever.
Yes.
And then the headline comes for when Kim Kardashian does a pullback is, how Kim Kardashian is making the pullback thing popular, or it's like almost like white women invented it. That's where the appropriation comes from.
She makes it mainstream.
No, yes, but it looks like it's her invention, her thing. And she doesn't give credit to, and a lot of times with appropriation is because you don't know. Yeah, a lot of times you wouldn't understand it. But a lot of times, a lot of people that do that don't even know the history of those braids, for example. It's just, it's cultural appropriation. Like let me finish. The Kardashian, for example, right? They appropriate a lot of black culture, right? Because they date black men and they look like, they're starting to look like black women, act like black women, do black women stuff, but they don't even acknowledge black women. They're not doing work in the black communities either. You wouldn't understand. I'm talking to men. I'm talking to men. Sorry.
Can I just make a quick? Can I just make a quick statement before I try and answer you here? I remember as a kid in the 70s, I would stand in my mother's room, and she would have this green tube of skin lightener that all the women in the house would apply to their skin. We used to call it Ambi cream. A-M-B-I. I still remember it as a kid. Ambi. Say, woo! My Ambi is upper clar. And it was part and parcel of all women in our community used to have a little tube of Ambi cream, skin lightener cream. Today, we understand that it's perceived as something that is wrong. We need to be...
Because we're doing the work.
Yeah. Okay, we've done the work.
No, we're doing.
We're doing the work over a course period of 30, 40 years. There's no way that my mother would even look at the tube of skin lightening cream today. Now, this is the way I feel about Brazilian hair or fake hair when I look at my sisters out there proudly wearing this on a daily basis. Okay? And it's easy. There's probably a lot of women who would tell me, and we had this discussion the other day on a WhatsApp group. Never, you must understand, it's a way of letting my hair grow out. It's this. I don't always understand the dynamics behind it because I'm not a woman. Okay? But again, for me, I'm not comfortable with it at the moment to see that in our women. I don't want to see anybody with Brazilian hair protesting in front of cliques about damaged hair.
Yeah.
For me, that's just a contrast in what you believe in. Okay, that's the one thing. On the Kim Kardashian thing, Maria, I'm not so sure if I do. No. Let me say I don't agree. Okay, if this, okay, she dates or she's married to a black man who happens to be Kanye West. Okay, I think it's extremely difficult to expect from a woman who happens to have Greek ancestry and who's...
Is she Greek or she's
Greek?
No, she's not.
Greek,
Okay.
Armenian.
Yeah, she's Armenian.
Oh, Armenian. Okay. Now, if she wears
Armenians
a
are
pushback,
the
is it fair to say that if she wears pushback hair today, that she must now send out a tweet every day, anything that she
Shout
does?
out to all the black women
Shout
who
out
made
to
this
all the
possible.
blacks and okay, I'm wearing FUBU today, so this is some Negro stuff. So whatever it is that I'm doing
Did you
today.
just say Fubu is... Okay, never.
No. It's just an example.
Yes.
Okay? Because what you say, anything that they do that seems to be black, they need to acknowledge them every time.
No. This is not what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's like you
I don't like
really-
the Kardashians anyway.
Yeah,
So, but-
by the way, I will, off air, because this is a very long topic, I will explain to you in details the problem with what cultural appropriation is and why, for example, when the Kardashians, for example, if women are trying to push the natural hair narrative and whatever, and then the Kardashians come into that conversation, they take away the chunk of the conversation. It becomes a different conversation that people can't have. It's what I call taking up too much space. Okay, they take up too much space on issues that they have no business taking up. I have no problem with a Kardashian with a pullback. I personally, I don't care either way. But I have a problem when she gets lauded as making this thing trendy or beautiful, or because they didn't think it beautiful on a black woman. Now it's Kim Kardashian wearing it. Now it's the most beautiful thing. But before we go on, I wanted to address something before we go on, because there's this comment.
No, if we start going back to the comments, we'll have to
there's
touch
something
all
because
of
it
them,
was
Maria. There are also comments that
listen.
I wanted to address when you were talking.
Okay, no,
you
but he
can't do
says
that.
it's me he's talking to. He says, Maria says, Maria, what justifies your hair to
Malema.
be acceptable? I need to address that.
Can't do
he
that.
says, he's saying,
Ek is nie kwaad nie.
yeah. I'm not saying are you disputing that my hair is acceptable?
I don't know, he says ek is nie kwaad nie. You see, that's why I said let's not go
Oh,
to the
I read
comments.
Eka squat, but when I say it's not an offense to by the way, it's not an offense to ethnic. When I say acceptable, because I'm talking about European standards of beauty. So when I say acceptable, is what was
Because her
perceived.
kind of hair is what you see on TV, on magazines.
Yes,
it's like
on-
you're told this is normal.
Yes.
Basically, if your hair
That's
looks
what I
like this,
mean.
you're normal.
Yes, that's what
Right,
I mean.
Understood.
Okay, continue.
I wanted to say, like, also a little bit on the Kim Kardashian issue, right? Look, I sort of understand the person taking up space in the conversation, that they should not be taken up, and sort of diverting the conversation from where, for instance, the activists would like it to be. But then I'll give you another example, right? For instance, Drake started doing this Afropop music, basically, when he bumped into these Nigerian guys, and he took it mainstream. Like in America, they were saying, wow, Drake has this new sound. Yes, initially. But the after effects of that is now Davido's in the States, Burna Boy is in the States, Wizkid is in the States. They are paying attention to our music, and all it took was Drake to jump on one or two beats.
And
For
for Drake
example.
to talk about it.
Yeah?
This is the difference.
Yes, but
Drake
then
was
it
able
took-
to
it
acknowledge
took-
where
it-
it came from.
It took us mainstream. No, Drake never told them it's my sound or it's an African sound. It's like, this is my new song. Featuring some guy from Niger.
Actually, he did.
For
He
instance,
actually did.
guys, for
Look,
instance,
but
maybe
the-
just to add to that, talking about appropriation. In the 90s, one of the biggest R&B stars, George Michael, white, gay, beautiful voice, and he was lauded all over the world for that particular sound that he created. Fast Love, all those good bits. Very, very close to my heart for my whole life, Freddie Jackson. Black artist, African American artist. What I think it was in 1993, 1994, whatever. He goes out there and say, George Michael should not be singing black music. He's misappropriating our sound. And George Michael is just a musician. He's just an artist. Beautiful voice. And I still listen to his music today. He's white and gay. And there's nothing wrong with his sound. There's, for a long time, it's in the 60s, 70s, you had Elvis Presley, you had Chuck Berry, who all crossed in terms of James Brown. It's all crossed back and forth in terms of rock and roll.
Which was considered predominantly white.
Which is predominantly white.
And rhythm and blues, which
Who
is
does what
predominantly
belong
black.
to at this moment? And, but yeah, we will go off air en ons gaan sommer lekker gesels.
Ja.
Maar
Ja.
lees jou 10 comments, laat
Ja,
ons
laat ons
cheap.
gaan, ja.
Dit was lekker geweest.
Tena Number has been asking me whether we have blocked him or I just don't see his comments. But I haven't been able to read any comments for almost an
Like
hour
you said,
now.
people are in love with their voices also.
Ja.
Yeah.
Ja.
HAQ, seriously, you are the guy that don't see my comments, Uka. Okay, let me try and find one.
That was the one that you read most of.
Lees die mense se comments asseblief.
No, I'm trying to find one from him, but like, okay, from the comments that are currently appearing on my screen, yours is not there, so maybe repost one real quick, and hope for my bialag is besig om te werk. Dion Chimsizzle, George Michael was a good artist. I agree with you, Neville. May his soul rest in peace. Martin Mutoni say, kom ons. It's 9:30. Let's get out of here. Asino Kambikiti, yes, you buy one. Okay, where we are. You see, people have. Maria, listening is a skill. Gee die ouens ook kans. Glenda Bailey said, Maria, I can listen to you all day. Respect.
Julle weet ook nie wat julle wil hê nie. Dankie, Glenda. Let's do tea. Thank you.
I toch, oh Neville, luister maar net.
Ja, ek luister. Liewe Iskia, tell Neville to shut up. What does he know about hair and makeup? We want to listen to Maria. Kama. Maria talk and make us men confused. We are listening. What do you want, Liewe Iskia?
Yeah, wat het
I will be very honest. It's very painful discussing weaves and wigs and cultural appropriation with men, specifically black men. It's very painful experience.
But we need to understand. No.
Read the comments.
We're not doing it now, so
Read the comments.
We need to understand. Like for
painful.
Read
that maakt me seer.
Comments.
We must also address this thing. It was
Read
put on the table.
comments. Read the comments.
Is why I cut my hair. I don't like Brazilian hair. Natural beauty is the best. That's Paulus Ndapewa.
Thank you.
Wait, Paulus, you cut your hair. Okay, no, let me just move on swiftly. Sherlene Mariska, January. How would you feel if a white person represents an Herrero outfit in a fashion show and calling it their own design, or not acknowledging the inspiration where it comes from? But isn't that what they've been doing throughout all of history?
What? What?
Read the comments.
What? I didn't. I don't wanted him to repeat it.
The question was, how would you feel if a white person represents an Herrero outfit in a fashion show and calls it their own?
Okay.
Without, sharing or acknowledging the inspiration where it came from.
No, let me add to that. Let me quickly add to that. Kim Kardashian wore braids and called them Bo Derek braids. Bo Derek is a white woman that used to be on television that used to wear them. You see, this is cultural appropriation. They didn't come from Bo Derek. They're not called Bo Derek braids. But now all the white people and all the people reading them are calling them Bo Derek braids when they're not even from there. They don't originate from it. That's cultural appropriation. It's a wrong message.
But then you correct her. You tell her it's not Bo Derek, whatever.
Well, yes, but the message is out already. And the fact that she didn't take the time to understand it. Anyway, to continue. That's culture appropriation. To continue.
Nee, ek stem nie saam nie. I'm more confused than when I started.
I will give you the By the way, does your wife wear wigs?
Yes, she does.
Have you ever had a conversation with her?
Yes, I have.
And you still don't understand?
Nope.
So do you want to understand?
The only thing she made me understand is me wearing a wig does not mean I don't love my hair.
Sometimes my hair needs to
Which
be
is
treated,
true.
sometimes it needs to be tied, sometimes it needs to
And
be
sometimes I want a
going
wig.
through this. Yeah, and sometimes it's also more difficult to maintain. So sometimes I want to take a break, so I tie it up and then I put something else on top. Okay? I mean,
So what is there not to understand then?
I don't understand why it
Read
is so. Why the reverse is such a big problem.
That lecture I'll give you later on. Do continue.
Okay. Liva Hiskia. Okay, tell Tate Neville to shut up. We saw that.
I'm shutting up.
Roviera, I think that bola that the darky girls put on when little is to blame. Now the hair is broken. I actually love that look. There's something about it. I don't know. Maybe it's the weirdo in me. Tionchim Sizzle, word of advice. Racial debates only end good when parties involved are matured. That's why if it's not necessary, it's best to avoid it.
Uh-huh.
Ja, luckily is het groot mense hier in die studio. Matti Kamati, send me the link, Guta. What's the link? Stephanus James and Aeneas Meria, I feel more or less the same when I see white people with dreadlocks. Liva Eskia, Wena, just keep quiet. Meria is speaking. Let's listen. Oh, that is beef, Kama. It's not beef, man. You guys, you must remember that we are not always going to agree in the studio. That doesn't mean we are fighting.
Yeah. Oh.
Mommy and Daddy are not fighting.
Yeah.
We are just, having a grown-up conversation.
Yeah.
Maria, why do black girls use pawns, mascara, and mochas, etc.? What is mochas? Maria, don't answer.
I told you, it's painful for me. So even the question is painful.
I mean, like
What is wrong with makeup? Okay, continue.
Don't blame people for their ignorance. Sometimes you need to be the one that has.
It's too much ignorance.
Hello.
Because it's too much ignorance because everybody has access to information by click of a button, like click. So I think if you want to educate yourself, you can. There are so many sources. There's so many women that preach on these things. There's so many YouTubers. There's so many blog posts. There's so many women really trying to educate you guys. But if you're not going to search for that information, you won't get it. And I feel like everybody can get that information. Anyway, continue.
I love Mary as such a feminist. Los Neville's a blessed cop. There's tradition.
Yeah.
There's something that ain't singing. Yeah, I'm arguing with a guy who is bold. About wigs. Like, does it even make sense? Who come more check my stem?
Is cheese cop African tradition?
Yes.
Tate Neville.
It's African tradition. Very African.
Give that girl a glass of bells. We don't have any in the studio.
If you have, I will take gin. Not for me, but for my guests. We can't talk about alcohol and the... Yes, continue.
Oh, yeah.
He was gossiping. Glenda says most definitely, Maria. You guys can do that.
Yes, we'll definitely do that.
Coffee. Bold men need wigs, Maria. Neville should get one of those Afro wigs. John Doe die ene met die pypie hierso.
Ja, ek onthou hom.
Back in the 80s. All right, guys, let's get out of the studio.
Have you read enough comments for the fans to be satisfied?
Ja, asseblief toch. Did we read enough comments?
Cheese cop is the easiest style to maintain. Los vir oom Neville 8. Roviera, lelik beef hier. Ek sien die ding al lang.
Wie beef?
Ek ken nie. Replying to Tenam Nambwa.
Julle beef.
Levi Hiski. It's nobody is beefing with anybody.
No. We're having a passionate debate, which is great.
Because it's not going to stop down there.
Yeah. No, we're going to continue.
Ons gaan nou uit hierso net. These chairs out there. Whew, we are going into parliament now. Anyway, somebody said somewhere in the comments that parliament is starting again.
Yes.
So we're also looking forward. So we're just doing a little starter for parliament now.
Yeah. Who is Swart Boy?
Yeah.
Is this Swart Boy?
Nou, Jay is Swart Boy. I'm Utoni. I'm...
Hey, sit down, shut up.
Shut up, Maria. Yo.
Oh, there's beef apparently between Cubase and Tena.
Tena number.
There's just a comment. Tena, okay, kom ons maak so, ne? My number is 811.
What's a beef is that?
Just because I'm Herero, you can't associate beef with me every single time. It's not that kind of party. But like today was just an interesting conversation in studio. We never really got around to reading the comments. And, you know, like the stream only, like the latest comments are the ones that I get to see because they keep moving up. So sometimes by the time I get to the comments, your comments might be gone.
And sorry to say, sometimes for me it's also hard to walk out of studio when I feel like I haven't done a topic justice. Like I would like to also educate you guys on what cultural appropriation is and, for example, why braids it. And it's unfortunate that I'll have this conversation off air with these guys and hopefully get through to them, although I don't have patience. But me, you know, another time maybe we'll get.
I love that part where you say, although I don't have patience.
You
need to have patience.
No, because some things I just expect you to get.
We are different people.
We also expect you to understand our
we also
ego.
expect
I
you to
understand men issues.
No, our
No,
ego.
you don't understand.
Oh, your ego. Oh,
Yes.
the ego is the problem.
You must learn to understand our ego also.
But ladies, wish me luck. Wish me luck. Maybe
Please
if the
go
conversation,
Google male egos.
if the conversation goes well,
And-
Neville will have a wig on tomorrow.
And females, I'm always right approach of things.
No, guys do that. Not women.
Women
don't
do
call
that.
us females. We are women.
Okay, women's approach of I'm always right about whatever I say. That's how we say. That's how we see it.
Oh, okay. We don't see it that way.
Okay.
All right.
Everything that
You're a
goes
woman, you don't see it that way. We are
No,
men, we
but,
see it
but
that
on this
way.
one, what?
No, there's no this one.
Wait, you want to have this conversation so you can disagree with me?
No, the conversation is you need to learn from us and we need to learn
But
from
you don't know cultural appropriation, so you are learning from me in this case.
No, that's the problem. You see this as only
You
us
can
learning
teach us.
from you.
No, but, hello. Why are we having this? I thought the idea is you don't understand what cultural appropriation is, and the person that understands what cultural appropriation is not to agree, is to share that information.
No.
So, so
there are certain
no,
things. There are certain values that we have, that we've always seen as values, okay, that we will not budge on. I need for you to understand them. I need to understand where you come from, so that I can see what compromises I will make culturally.
Neville, do you
And
understand
where
that this is a
you-
woman issue that we're going to discuss?
Is this not a traditional issue?
No, do men wear wigs and weaves?
No, that's not the issue here, because we are part and parcel. We're part of each
No,
other's
what I'm
lives.
saying is you want to agree, you want me to teach you what cultural appropriation, so you can tell me whether you agree or disagree with women wearing weaves
I'm
what?
talking, for instance, about, let's say, the Kim Kardashian issue, which I don't agree
No,
with
Kim
you
is just
on.
an example
Okay.
of the cultural appropriation.
But you said you were very, very passionate about it, you understand? And it's part of what we're going to be discussing out there now.
That kind
You
of
understand?
context, yes.
So where I need to understand why you say that, and where as much as I don't like the Kardashians or anything that Kanye West stands for,
What
but
does
if she
Kanye
wear...
West has to do with anything now?
No, I'm just saying, I'm
All
just
right.
generalizing.
Yeah.
But for her to wear braids or kickbacks or whatever, to say that, you know what, it's wrong for her to misappropriate our culture or whatever.
No, the
or
appropriation
she doesn't
because she's
give
calling
credence.
them Bo Derek.
Okay, that is
She's
wrong.
calling them after a white person.
Because I know Bo Derek's hair,
Yes, yes.
and that is wrong.
That's
That
what
is
I'm
wrong.
talking about.
But to,
That's the cultural appropriation.
but what you said is you said that she needs to continuously give
no, not
credence.
continuous. I'm saying because of the Bo Derek, it's a wrong reference.
Okay.
If you're going to give them a name, give them the correct name.
Okay.
You understand? You cannot wear braids and give the credit to a white person. That's the cultural appropriation. So it's not that she's wearing braids. It's that she's misrepresenting their origins by
Okay,
giving
if-
them to a white
if,
person.
If the Bo Derek element was not there, that either you or me knew about.
Okay.
Yeah.
the-
Then it wouldn't be. Then it's not cultural appropriation. The issue is not her wearing the braids. It's misrepresenting
That's not
them.
how it started before
No,
you said,
no.
talked about Bo Derek.
No, because I gave an example. I said you're talking about you don't give them the proper reference.
Okay.
And then I brought in the Bo Derek to make you understand.
But like in most cases, you're not even given a chance to give a reference. Hier, kyk wat gaan dan. Like it's,
Okay, kom ons gaan.
If you don't say anything, it's fine. If
Kom
you
ons
give
gaan.
them the wrong, if you call them the wrong thing, or you credit the wrong person, that's where the appropriation comes from.
out of ignorance?
Probably ignorance, but then that's an issue because she has a big platform. She has a big platform. She has a bigger platform than people that actually wear those braids on a day-to-day basis.
Shines, kan ons gaan asseblief?
Okay. Now there's a request here, Shines, that you please continue filming when we go talk on the couch because they want to hear how this conversation ends. We'll let you know what Shines says.
Alright, guys, we're out
I
of
will
here.
try not to box them.
Let's all pull an Okameria and get out of here.
We are not backing down today. This conversation will go on probably until
Tomorrow, Maria will come into the studio with a bald head, I'm telling you. Wearing an afro weave.
Apparently it will end.
Come on, this will end in tears. Huh? All right, guys,
Come on,
we're
no,
outta here.
apparently it will end in tears because you guys have already won. You see, this is why I don't talk with men. You are it's painful. The mark may see. Anyway, have a good day, guys.
Ciao, ciao. Enjoy the Wednesday.
Every day we bring you the hottest music. The ultimate music mix.
What's up, everybody?
Some outrageous conversations.
I know a few alleged drug dealers.
This is not a drug conversation.
And I'm not.
This was.
No drugs lender will be accepted.
You will not come play snitch here on the show. Disclaimer: I don't know anything about drugs. I don't know any drug dealers.
I know.
I just want to talk about witchcraft.
Let's get to the real thing. The Morning Mix on Informanté Radio. The sound for a new age.
I went to my company serious, yeah. Let's do this. What you put on the floor, bruh?